The Town That Trapped Its Visitors. A Tale by Learning English Listening.
There was a small town nestled by the side of the road that many people had passed through, but few had stayed for long. The town had a strange aura about it that made people uneasy, and many would feel an inexplicable urge to leave as soon as they arrived. However, some visitors never left at all. The townspeople were friendly enough, but they seemed to be hiding something. No one knew what it was, but the sense of unease lingered in the air. Many people had tried to leave, but something always seemed to hold them back. It was as if the town was conspiring to keep its visitors trapped within its borders. One day, a young couple named Mark and Rachel arrived in the town. They had been on a road trip and were looking for a place to rest for the night. The town seemed like the perfect spot, with its quaint buildings and friendly locals. However, as soon as they arrived, they knew that something was wrong. The town had an eerie stillness to it, and the people seemed to be watching them with a curious intensity. Mark and Rachel checked into a small motel and decided to explore the town. As they walked through the streets, they noticed that there were no other visitors around. The only people they saw were the townspeople, who seemed to be following them. As the night fell, Mark and Rachel decided to leave. However, when they reached the edge of town, they found that the road was blocked by a fallen tree. They tried to find another way out, but every road seemed to lead back to the town. They were trapped. The next day, they tried again to leave, but they found that every exit was blocked by some obstacle. The townspeople seemed to be watching them even more intently, and Mark and Rachel began to feel like they were in danger. They tried to call for help, but their phones had no signal. Days turned into weeks, and Mark and Rachel were still trapped in the town. They tried everything they could to escape, but the town seemed to have a hold on them. They began to notice that some of the other people in town had been there for years, and they had given up on ever leaving. Mark and Rachel began to investigate the town's history and found out that it had been founded by a group of people who had been trying to create a utopia. However, their plans had gone awry, and the town had become a prison for its residents. They realized that the only way to escape was to uncover the secrets of the town and expose them to the world. They spent months gathering evidence, and finally, they managed to send out a distress signal. The authorities arrived, and they found that the town had been holding its visitors captive for years. Mark and Rachel were hailed as heroes, and they were finally able to leave the town. However, the memory of their ordeal stayed with them forever. They had been trapped in a town that seemed to have a life of its own, and they had fought to escape its grasp. They had seen things that they could never forget, and they knew that the town would always be a place of danger and darkness.